Hi friends, in this video I'm going to explain on how to work with files in Talend Open Studio. This will help you to understand on how to work with files like delimited and position files. Before starting this session, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Gangadhar, working as Senior Data Engineer in Kpro Solutions Private Limited. Kpro is leading provider in data lake, cloud implementation, IoT, blockchain, analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, deep learning, and mobile application development. In this session, I'm going to explain on how to work with the delimited files and how to work with position files. Delimited files will have the fields delimited with the characters like comma, pipe, or tab, etc. Tool can extract the fields based on the delimited that we provided in the file. So if we need to read data from an or write data to a delimited file, we can centralize their metadata. Metadata is nothing but it's a structure of the file in a repository for easy reuse in the future. We'll see on how to create a metadata in Talend Open Studio. Before starting this, just I would like to show you the file content of my input file names, which is having three fields: name, city, and salary. And this file is having the comma as a delimiter. Now see how to create a metadata for this particular file. To create a metadata under the repository view, you have to go to the metadata. Under the metadata, you will have the types of the metadata. So now we are trying to create the metadata for a delimited file. So here on this, we can right click on this and create file delimited, and you give the names, and again you can give the purpose of the this one, and this is for my demo, and then give next. So change the format. If you are working on the Unix, you can make it as a Unix, or if you are working in Windows, you can mention the Windows or based on your environment. I'm selecting the Windows, browse it. So I will go to my file, which is nothing but names, and open it. So once you open it, you will be able to see the data in the file viewer panel, and click next. Here if you see here, the field separator is comma. So if you see, automatically the comma will come here, and row separator is standard, which is nothing but /n, and I have a header which is nothing but 1. There is no footer, and there we don't have any empty rows to be skipped. And now if you see here in under this panel, you will be able to see the column 1, column 0, 1, 2. So this is the data in my file. So click next, and here if you see here, the column names are column 0, 1, 2. So if you want, you can change here name, city, and cell. If you see here, you can, as we know that the salary is having the integer value, we can keep the type as a integer, and you can keep the comment also, and then finish it. After finishing, if you go under the file delimited, you will have the one more entry here. It's called names. Under this, you will have the structure of the file. So here we mentioned the city, name, and salary. So now let's suppose if you want to create a job which will read the data from the names file and just display the data, we'll just create one job called delimited demo. I'm giving purpose I'm also giving this description, finish it. So if I want to use the metadata, what I can do, I can drag and drop here. So here it will ask you to select the component type of the component that you want us to use. So here in T input delimited, T file input, I can use this particular schema or structure for the output T file output delimited for output purpose, or I can use in T file input delimited component for input purpose. So for time being, I'm using T file input delimited. Okay. So when you see this, you will be able to see all the repository values. What is the name, and what is the repository schema name, and what is the separator one, and what is the header, and what is the file path also. Okay, so this way we can create the metadata once and we can reuse in multiple jobs. Okay, for demo purpose I will just read the records and display here. So control S, run the job, right? So now we are able to see the data which is there in the file. So this error because we have the one record which is having salary as a string, alphabetic value. That's why we are getting this error. Now we use this metadata for input T file input delimited. Let's see how to use the same schema for the output file delimited. Let's suppose I will select with the T file output delimited. Okay, let me deactivate this and remove this row name and this one. Here, what I can do, I can change the meta underscore demo. Okay, so what I did, I just changed the name. If you see here, once you update this particular property, so everything got changed to built-in, which is nothing but it's not a repository values. Save it and run it. So this job got executed successfully. And if you go to the file meta underscore demo, so you will have the data. So this is how we can create the metadata for delimited file, and we can use that metadata in the T file input delimited and T file output delimited. Position file. Position file will have its fields based on the position in a row. So tools can extract the fields based on its position. So if we need to read data from or write a data to positional files, we can create the metadata in a repository and then we can reuse it like we explained for the delimited files. So let's see how to create the metadata for a position file and how to use them in a job. Now we'll see in a tool how to create the metadata and how to reuse in the job. So to create the metadata for positional file, you have to right under the metadata and on the file positional, right click on it, create the job, create the metadata, positional file, and just say next. So here you can mention the encoding page that your file is having. So I'm mentioning UTF-8 and I'm selecting Windows format, and then I'm selecting my positional demo Open it. So if you see here, so now you should know that till what is the positions of each and every field. Okay. Before that, I would like to show you the file. So here if you see my first character, first position is first field, and from second to fourth is my second field, and fifth to sixth is my third field. So every row is following the same rule. Okay. So now to create the metadata for this, so now my first position, so you can keep click here and you can drag like this, so that the first position is my first field, and my till from second position to fifth position is my third field, second field, and then remaining is my third field. And then click next. Here you can mention your number of rows in a header and refresh the preview. Here you will see the what is the column 1, what is the column 2, and what is the column 3, right? And then we can do next. Here you can change your field names, name, city, and salary. So here also you can keep, see, without changing the types, Talend itself identified that the type of the each field. This will happen based on the scan. So Talend will scan through the each and every value in that particular file under that field and decide whether it is a integer or it is a string or it is a character. So I will do positional file, and again positional file, finish. So if you see here, the length is 1 character, this is 3 characters, and this is 2 characters. Okay, finish. And if I go here, I will be able to see the positional file. Okay, same. So let's suppose let me create one job. Create positional demo, and give finish. And then so I will just read the data from that particular file and will just display the data. So now what I will do, I will just drag and drop here, and I will be asking like input positional and output positional. So I will select the input positional. That means I am using the input component, and I am using the same whatever the metadata available in the positional file, right? And again I will just Talend grow, right click on it, main, and save it, run it. If you see, the data is displaying. If you see, this is the now output is having a delimited as pipe, because in this Talend grow I mentioned pipe symbol. Now next we'll see how to use the positional metadata as a output metadata, for which I will just take the positional file metadata, drag here and select the input positional file, and again take that same metadata and drag here, and at this time I will use output positional file, and then I will right click main. So here in my output a file component. I have to change the underscore out and then click OK and save, run it. So job got succeeded with 4 rows. So now we'll go to the target directory and we'll open it. This is same thing will happen here also. So this is how we can create the metadata for the delimited file structure and positional file structure, and we can reuse that metadata in our jobs without rebuilding the metadata. So as part of this session, I covered working with delimited files and working with positional files. In next session, I'm going to explain on how to work with Excel file and how to work with XML file. Thanks for watching this video. Please provide your valuable feedback as a comment or any topic that you want us to make a video or any issue that you are facing in your project. You may write us at feedback@zkpro.co.in. To learn more, you can follow our channel Blockchain, Cloud, Data Science, ETL, Data Lake, DevOps, Big Data Testing, and Cloud Testing. Please follow us on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Thank you. Let's keep learning.